Hi, my name is Cheryl Spengler, and welcome to the Good Side of Crypto, my YouTube channel, iTunes, podcast, streaming everywhere, pretty much. And today we are going to launch right into what I titled it, which is NFTs step by step. What I realized going through and creating my own NFT collection, which turned out to be a collection of just 100 exclusive, hand-drawn, created NFTs on the Cardano blockchain titled WheelzupNFTs, was that there's a lot of mystery around NFT creation and actually starting the project and finishing it, which is super important because I think there's a lot of unfinished NFT projects out there. I realized there needs to be some help in this. Now, if you have watched any of my previous videos, you'll know that I launched socialgiving.io, which is basically creating a framework for businesses or entrepreneurs to create either an NFT collection and launch it and build their brand. But forget all that. How about the intricacies of the step-by-step of what you actually have to do, which no one actually tells you the details. There are so many missing details. I'm going to do an overview here, but you will get two things in the description of this video when I'm finished, and that is you're going to get a checklist of every step I went through from the idea of creating my NFT collection to actually launching it on the Cardano. Doesn't matter if it's Cardano or Ethereum. It doesn't matter if you're doing it on the new Ripple or the new Coinbase NFT marketplace or whatever I'm going to actually talk about here. It's still the same process of logically, what the heck do? I want to launch my own NFT collection. So I kind of notated the highlights, and I'm going to go into detail. You're going to get, number one, a checklist. Number two, you're going to get to take a quiz, kind of a questionnaire that would walk you through based on who you are and why you want to create it and what the utility is going to be of your NFT collection, which maybe you never thought about, or what's the purpose. It's going to help you identify what steps that you need to take, and then you basically follow the checklist. So first is going to be a quiz, a questionnaire. You can do it online. I'll link to that in the description. And second is going to be the actual step-by-step with links checklist. And again, I will say that I have people tell me I give away too much information, but there are more videos in one of my playlists that talk about kind of behind the scenes, kind of what it took, how I hired 10 different people to create images, pick the best one, and that. So let's just go into it. Okay, step number one, you're going to want to ask yourself a lot of questions around the project, like, who are you? Are you an entertainer? Are you an entrepreneur? Are you a business owner trying to launch NFTs to raise money for a particular mission? When I say mission, I mean anything that is benefiting society or your company or the people, the community that follows your company. What is the purpose of creating the NFT collection? So I'm kind of like a little bit walking through right now, like what the quiz might ask you, but not in as much detail. So basically, who are you? Why are you creating it? What is your utility? What is your purpose? Who is the team? What do you think it might cost based on your research? And if you don't know, then you might want to have someone help you with that. And what type of NFT? So for example, I created just a graphical representation in the form of a character. But you might want to, if you're a musician, create a graphic, maybe a GIF, okay? Meaning a GIF animation with like 10 seconds of music embedded into it. So obviously you want to highlight whoever you are. Your NFT needs to highlight like your genre, your niche, your specialty. So if you're a musician, you want a little bit of music embedded, or maybe even a clip, a video of you playing somewhere. If you're in sports, maybe you want it to be animated of you doing something, or a little 5-second video clip of you, making a shot of a basketball. Like, I don't know, but you have to identify the type, because that is basically what everything's based on. That's number one, is kind of going through a questionnaire, which is why I created an online questionnaire for anyone that I help, or just for anyone who really wants to hone in on exactly who, what, where, and why they're doing the NFTs. Okay, so the second thing is identify quantity and price. That actually was one of the, quantity obviously was one of the first things I did, but price I didn't do until nearing the end, because I was actually trying to figure out how much work was involved, how much is it going to cost to hire someone. Was I going to hire someone, or was I going to just actually create it from something else? So I'll give you an example. I have a project coming up, and it involves helping I'd say a nonprofit raise money for a schoolyard. Okay. I'm hoping to work with this person. I'm planning to work with this person. So I don't want to name names or anything, but basically the idea was, if you're going to create a collection of NFTs, you're either going to hire someone to create the graphic part of it. You're going to have the photos and video of yourself if you're a celebrity, an influencer, or an entertainer of any kind. They might be images of yourself, or you're going to go take photos, or you're going to hire someone to help you create this stuff. Because let's face it, we're not all super creative, but we have the ideas, but we're not always able to carry out the creation of it. So if you are someone so let me just give you an example. In this example of raising money for the schoolyard, it involves underprivileged children who need a better, greener schoolyard. And an NFT collection would raise money for that schoolyard. So my idea was, have the children actually create the drawings that become the NFTs that sell to raise money to build their own green schoolyard. And that way, you're not paying someone a couple $100s per NFT creation. You can get 10,000 created. They're not automated, automatically created. They're not digitized or pixelized. They're beautiful pieces of art children drew, and they were put into like a beautiful piece that was an NFT, and then sold and raised money for their own green schoolyard. So I thought that was a really brilliant idea. And the other idea, let me just throw out another idea. Like, you can do all kinds of things. They don't have to be something where, let me hire someone to go create something. It could be anything. And let's just say you're trying to improve your community and you want to create 1,000 NFTs to raise money to help build something in your community. You could have local college students go take brilliant, beautiful photos that get altered in some way to create a beautiful NFT that then gets sold to raise money for that community. So it doesn't have to be always something where you're paying someone to do something. But if you were, you could do what I did, which was go out to Upwork and freelancer.com and a couple different sites. And I basically put out a job. The job was to create a character, one character, the exact same character, and everyone had to create it independently. They knew that they were creating this one character to then be chosen to be the artist. And I had about 10 created, paid about $100 per character, and I got all kinds of different variations. I may put like a quick snapshot of each one of those and what the end result was in this video at the end. But anyway, that was what I did. And so I ended up that I hired someone that I thought was amazing, and he is amazing. And we did work together, and we formed a partnership to create these NFTs. And I didn't do it myself. So the idea of what to do was mine, the characters, but there was a collaboration. So that's like number 2, is identifying quantity and price. And price kind of depends on what you put into it and also what they are currently selling for. And frankly, sometimes price isn't what other people are selling it for. It's what you think the value is. And frankly, sometimes when it's valued higher, more people will flock to it, because if it's cheap to almost free, well, let's just say the old saying is, if something's free, you are the product. So you either are going to buy a product worth value, or if something is free, you are the product, meaning you're being used for marketing yourself. Anyway, third thing would be to decide whether to create yourself or hire out. And that's what I just talked about, that process. Fourth is to decide what blockchain and what wallet. And the reason that that's super important is because I decided a long time ago I was going to launch on Cardano. Well, there's only a few wallets, at least at the time of this recording, which is October 14th, 2021. There are only a few wallets that actually show the visual representation of the character NFT inside the wallet. The rest, they're there, but you actually can't see them if you send it to, let's say, the Yoroi wallet or the Daedalus wallet on Cardano. You don't see the actual graphical NFT. The token is sent there. You did not lose it, but it will not show up. But if you, and you can correct me if I'm wrong on some of this, but there are actually 21 to 22 different Cardano wallets, and there are only a few that show the NFTs in the graphical representation that you're seeing it and buying it. So what I ended up doing was deciding what wallet. That would be the Nami wallet, Nami. And the Nami wallet is fairly new, but it's amazing, actually. Not only can you buy Cardano NFTs, you can see the NFT inside the wallet. Obviously, that's something that you would expect, but you also can stake your ADA that's in the wallet. So it's a very robust wallet, and you can check it out on the developers.cardano.org showcase. And the next step, which is step number 5, is to decide on your royalty. Now, if you decide to launch NFT collection on OpenSea or on CNFT.io or EXNFT.io, like if you're, well, it doesn't matter what chain, you could do Ripple app, you could do, well, Coinbase is coming out with one, which I'm going to show you in a second. It doesn't matter which blockchain, you still need to decide what royalty. So you can do anywhere between 0 and 100%, which is identified by PCT when you're creating this. So one of the struggles that I had was that acronyms, terminology, step by little micro steps were missing. And I felt dumb. I had to ask a lot of questions. I still didn't understand sometimes the answers. And so for that, I'm going to create this ultimate checklist, the checklist of developing and creating and launching and minting and selling your NFT collection. So decide the wallet and the complexity. Everyone or anyone who has decided they maybe want to buy an NFT on, let's just say, OpenSea.io, would, if you decide that you wanted to, let's say, launch your NFT collection on OpenSea, you would need to instruct people on how to download the MetaMask, how to send money to MetaMask, how to then take the funds that you sent to MetaMask, which is Ethereum. But first you have to buy Ethereum, then you have to send Ethereum to your MetaMask wallet, then you have to use the Ethereum to buy the NFT, which you get ripped off by the gas fees, i.e. transaction fees, because actually no one in the real world knows what gas fees are. We're thinking about our car. And then you get the NFT. That is a lot to tell someone how to do. So you have to create instructional videos. If you're going to launch an NFT collection, you got to think of every step that you are going through and where, at what point is the consumer going to need to know, and have a video overview how to. So that's what I did on WheelzupNFT.com. You can go check it out. But I created 3 little mini videos. One was how to download the wallet, and the other was how to get money in the wallet, and the other was how to actually buy the NFT and then see it in there. And I'm going to create more. How-to videos are absolutely necessary. There is too much mystery around the steps to get this. Okay, so step number 6 is create the properties of your NFTs. All of your NFTs eventually, once pre-sold, will be resold on some marketplace. And when they are, you are also going to want them ranked. At some point on any blockchain, you're going to want to find out how you can get your NFT collection ranked. In order to rank them, you have to know which NFTs have which properties. So you're going to want to create yourself a spreadsheet. So I'm going to do a little share screen here. And as I go through the rest of these steps, I just want to give you a little, and all of this will be in the checklist and links below. So I ended up creating this Google Sheet, which I think is the ultimate template. And it is basically all of my NFTs and their properties set up exactly the way you would need to do it when you, next step, have to convert these properties to a big elaborate JSON file. But that is a step that people never say. It's like, well, after I create my NFTs and after I identify all the properties, what do I do now? Well, now you've got this Google Sheet, which is perfectly laid out, and they needs to convert to a JSON file, which then needs to be used to do the batch minting. So let me just, so that's that. I'm going to give you guys this template if you want it. And what you see here under image is basically if you upload an image or an audio file or a video file or whatever your NFT consists of, right? What type it is, a media type. Here is just a PNG for me, but it might be a WAV file for you. It could be a GIF. It could be, you know, an MP4. It could be an MOV, whatever. It's the format. That will be hosted on the IPFS, which is the Interplanetary File System. And if you don't know what that is, that's another learning curve. So I just think that it's important for the novice person to know the checklist items and be able to hire someone to do them so you don't get ripped off by someone who says, oh, yeah, it's going to be, I don't know, $150,000 to create this because there's like 1,000 steps. You need to know the steps first, and then you decide whether to hire out. So step number 7 is research, partnerships, friends, follows, and agreements. So let me just, this is old news, but I want to highlight a couple things. If you're thinking about creating an NFT collection and you have thought about who you are and why you want to create it, what utility, what purpose, what future this NFT collection might have, like what is the money going to do? What utility? Is it going to be an NFT that goes into a game? Are you going to later maybe want to incorporate yours into a metaverse, which is basically an online universe world where NFTs reside, land resides, and sells to people? Eventually, as a real estate professional for 22 years, I will tell you that any land I buy from here on out is actually going to be in a metaverse, not in real world. I know it might sound crazy, but anyway, this is Ripple. Ripple decided, and this has been like a couple weeks ago, but it doesn't matter. Ripple's creator fund, they have a 250 million fund for creators, agencies, and marketplaces. And I absolutely, no matter when you see this video, go to ripple.com/creator fund and apply. $250 million, there's plenty for you. And you never know what you have in your head and how you might be the person that Ripple decides that they're going to fund. So the Creator Fund is igniting the global creator economy and blockchain development. So this, if you haven't heard of this, go apply. There's no one too small or too big to do this. Basically, Ripple is trying to attract NFT creators so they can launch a marketplace of their own. And they're partnered with Mintable, Mint NFT, Visa partners. Who should apply? Creators and brands, i.e. anyone, agencies, and marketplaces. And so here's another one. So that's one. Go get some money to help create your NFT collection. And here's another one. Coinbase just 2 days ago announced that they are going to be creating a social NFT marketplace. And I recommend that you go out to coinbase.com/NFT/announce and put yourself on the wait list. And they do have like a frequently asked questions, but basically what it says is that Coinbase NFT will launch to the public late 2021, which is only 60 days or less from now. And they'll email you where you sit in the wait list. So I already signed up on the wait list, and I was like, I don't know, exactly 24 hours after this wait list launched, I was over 1 million people and on the wait list. So it's pretty crazy. And then you can refer people to bump yourself up. But anyway, let's go back a second. I recommend going and filling out the wait list for this. So we don't know exactly how it's going to be. However, I think it's going to be a little more interactive than OpenSea. For example, if you go to OpenSea right now, which means you connect to MetaMask and you buy with Ethereum, there's really no way to comment or interact, like, or share anything on this marketplace. It hasn't kept people from joining. And if you want to know all the marketplaces that are launched for NFTs, you can go to, hold on, I want to show you something really cool. you can go to DApp Radar, DAPP Radar. DappRadar.com basically is the ranking of pretty much every decentralized application, and you can sort however you want. You can say, you know, show me everything gaming on Ethereum, show me every DeFi product on, you know, EOS. Like you can basically, so what I do is I say, show me everything marketplaces. And you can see that OpenSea has 29,000 users just in the last 30 days. And you go to DApp Radar and do some sifting and sorting and check out some yourself. Don't wait to hear it from the YouTuber that you watch, and meanwhile, you're completely clueless and in the dark. Go do your own research. Rarible has like, this is 319 users, but this is like in the last 30 days. So that's just something to know. And then here's like social. Anyway, you can get all caught up in this. But if you want to know what marketplaces are new and which ones exist, and you can sort by the category, the users, the volume traded. CryptoPunks is the highest volume traded. If you haven't heard of NBA Top Shot, let me just tell you that anyone can create a version of an NBA Top Shot. NBA Top Shot, high level, quick overview. NBA players and affiliate related take moments of their career, create NFTs, create a collection, and drop it, and people buy. You can do that. It doesn't matter if you're an up-and-coming athlete, wannabe athlete, you can still do that. You can create moments. If you're a musician, if any artist, you're a comedian, you're anyone, moments of your career. You could even do it if you're a business person. Moments in your life. You could do it of your life. A celebrity could do moments of their life, right? From young age to now, and it creates a collection. But I mean, it has to be in a format that is beautiful and easy and nice to look at, and something that someone might want. And so you create a theme around your collection. And so let me just go back here. So I recommend that you apply to the Ripple free 250 million fund. I recommend that you sign up on the Coinbase waitlist. Let's just join the waitlist. Let me join the waitlist as another email. Okay. Oops. Just so you can see where I am on the waitlist compared to when I did it before. Okay. So I was at 1 million. It was like 1,000,002. And now they're at 1.5 million people are on the wait list. So basically they've gone up about 507,000 people since yesterday, which is pretty crazy. And so anyway, you'll be notified. So do that. And I want to show you about another thing I mentioned. All right, so wait, let me just go through the steps. First, you identify all the information about yourself. Then you identify quantity and price. Third, you identify whether you're going to create it or hire out. Fourth, you're going to decide what wallet and complexity, which also means what blockchain that you want to launch on. So do your research on blockchains. And 5, you're going to decide what royalty you're going to take. Me, by the way, I do 5% because who wants all of their, if someone buys an NFT and then they sell it, I want them to get the majority of the money. 6, you're going to create properties in a nice format that can be turned into a JSON file and batch minted. If that is the next question, which is if you want to mint first, or you want to allow, this is like one of the last questions before you go to market, right? High level. To mint or not to mint? Do you want to mint first and then someone buy from you? Or do you want it like a mint on demand where they have to mint, right? Do you want to pay up front to batch mint at a cheaper price? Or do you want them to pay as they go along, to pay the fee to mint as they go along? Well, hopefully then you're not going to pick Ethereum because the gas fees are going to be ridiculous. So that would be like the last thing would be to mint all or mint on demand. And if that's the case, then you might want to partner up. Like I said, research, partner, find friends, follow, and agreements, have agreements with people because you're going to need some help, right? And I, by the way, ended up doing batch minting with AdaTokenizer.io. I reference all of that on my site. I'm very open about who I used to partner up. Ada Tokenizer to mint, EX NFTs where they will resell, OpenSea NFT was where they will rank, right? So you need those properties. And then there's some utility for the future of this collection. But I want to talk about this for 1 minute. Cardano is launching a metaverse. And although I'm going to do a completely separate video on metaverse and what is a metaverse, I mean, like layman term, talk to a 5-year-old, which actually they'll probably understand it better than we do. Pavia is a new Cardano metaverse. And what that means is there you can buy NFTs and land. It's a world, it's a digital world. It's no different than you playing an online game. But you do need to think, just like people will buy your NFTs, digital art, where are they going to display that art other than them finding you and seeing all these NFTs that you own on OpenSea or the Cardano marketplace or the future Coinbase marketplace? Like, they're going to find you and what you own in the future, I believe, in the metaverse. They're going to be able to find you and go into your home and virtually and see all of your NFTs and your digital art and all that kind of stuff. But anyway, Pavia is a metaverse coming on Cardano. It hasn't officially launched. Right now they're in pre-sale. They have 29,000 NFT land parcels for sale. You can buy them now. However, if you're like me and you live in the United States, it does say that each Pavia NFT will be distributed at random and the cost is 39 ADA, maximum purchase 30 NFTs, okay? But it says, by sending ADA to the below address, I confirm that I am not a resident of the US or Canada. So there is going to be some ramification if you're in the US and you still decide, screw that, I'm going to buy it anyway, which I've thought about. But you really, so let's just go down real quick and let me click on the legal notice. It basically says, Pavia is owned by Pavia Corp, a legal entity registered with whatever. Please note that corporation's legal office is located in the Czech Republic, and there is decentralized global team with the conscious exception of the USA working to deliver this exciting project. This really sucks because you have to decide if you're going to buy this land, and think about this whenever you go to a metaverse or any digital universe and decide to buy assets, whether it's in-game purchases, land parcels, or NFTs, see what they say about being in the United States, because the tax guy's trying to get you. They want to know what you own. They will want to prove that you illegally own it. And so I'm very concerned about this. Although I want to buy some, I need to figure out if I'm going to buy or not, because this is what it says. So you can read the rest of this. But this is pretty cool. Pavia.io, the Cardano Metaverse, brought, he actually made a spelling error here. It's supposed to say brought to you by Pavia Corp. They have a Discord and a Twitter. And if you guys don't know, I am very active on my Twitter, which is Cheryl Show Live. Twitter and YouTube is where I do most of my communication right now. So I have to decide what to do about this. USA or UK people, it's saying you don't have the right to buy. However, I already know a bunch of people in the US who have purchased. I just need to decide. But this is the thing. You're creating your NFTs, and the future of those NFTs might end up in an online universe, i.e. metaverse. Okay, so that is it in a nutshell. Hope you guys enjoy this NFT step-by-step. Check out the checklist and the questionnaire below, and please drop a comment on what your thoughts are, who you are, what kind of NFT collection have you been thinking about doing, and what blockchain are you going to launch it on? Anyway, talk to you guys tomorrow. I go live for about 10 minutes on Fridays. Bye.
The sun is shining. I knew it would. The world's a playground. I'm in the clouds. Let me show you what it's all about. Check it out.